Welcome back, guys. We have missed you so much. It's been 2 weeks. Today, we're just going to be chatting a little bit about life updates. What's going on with Holly and myself, what we're focusing on, what we're thinking about. We want this to just kind of be a girl talk episode. Previously we've done a 3-part nutrition series, which was very informative, and we were so happy to be able to not only talk with each other about that, but give you guys information that will be helpful for you in your own personal journey. But we're ready for a little bit of a break from all the info. We're taking a break from class. Call it recess, if you will. So, my name is Rachel, in case, any of you out there don't know who I am. AKA Ray Ray, AKA Bon Bon. And obviously I'm joined by the best person on planet Earth. I'll let her introduce herself.
I'm Holly, AKA Holly.
The one and only. So let's kind of look at where we are at personally. Holly, tell me a little bit about what your current goals are, whether it be fitness goals, life goals. What are some things that you're specifically trying to focus on at this time?
So for all you nosy mofos, just kidding, all you curious little beans, we're here to spill the tea on ourselves this week. So personally for me right now, my big goals all pertain to getting back into a better routine. I feel like, and I feel like you're probably going to relate to this, Rachel. I feel like ever since the wedding, I've just been off of the routine. I don't know what it is. It's like you grind it out to the wedding, and like you're so committed, you're so motivated, there's something there, there's like a finish line to it. You're like constantly motivated to show up in all the best ways. And then the wedding happened, and it was like I just crashed. Routine out the door, movement not fun, try jumping into different types of movement. It's just like I cannot find my groove again with strength training. I'll do it maybe 2 to 3 days a week, and that's like not terrible, but it's just not where I want to be. So I'm really trying to find a groove with that again. I feel like I've stayed pretty consistent with nutrition. It's really just getting into a workout routine and staying consistent with it and actually training to an intensity that I need to be training at or want to be training at even.
Yeah, it's funny for those of you that do not know, Holly and I actually lifted together a couple weeks ago, and we decided to, of course, hit legs because why not? It's our favorite thing to hit. So it was fun getting in there and seeing how strong Holly is and us pushing each other. All the things. Her complaining about how much weight I'm throwing on the barbell. Don't know why.
Rachel complaining about the leg press.
Oh my gosh, yes. Because the leg press pisses me off. Like, I don't know. It serves its purpose. We did it. I felt kind of strong, so I guess we gave our dues. I think similar to you, though, I am needing to get a little bit back more into a routine. The gym lately for me, unless I'm lifting with someone, whether it be a friend, obviously, like yourself, or with my husband, I don't really want to go. I think it's because I'm very competitive and I like to have chit chat. I like to have competition. So trying to navigate different ways of making myself go because I know that it's good for me and I know that I need it. And then also maintaining my nutrition. Obviously I've been on the nutrition train for over a year now, being really intricate and intentional with it. So that's been going good. And then we're also trying to strengthen our legs because my legs are strong, but I'm really wanting to just kind of bulk them up a little bit. I think my main goal is just wanting to see more definition. Disclaimer, you cannot see definition if you do not have muscle to begin with. So,
They're not ready for that one, Rachel.
They're not ready. So, trying to bulk up my legs a little bit, or at least, just increase muscle size so that, as I'm continuing to kind of lean out and lose some body fat, that I'm really starting to see more pop. when it comes to, quads, hamstrings, calves, etc. Man, it's an ongoing thing. Like, for those of you out there that are listening, like, you might think like, oh, they have it all together. Boy, oh boy, do we
Psych.
not.
Yeah. I wish. I freaking wish that just because this was our job and, something we're so passionate about, that it just came so naturally. But,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's still a decision that we make day in and day out. And some days I don't make the right decisions. And I know that in the moment. And I can't convince myself to do differently.
Am I constantly the conductor of the Hot Mess Express? Absolutely I am.
Yeah.
But we make it work. I think the
Yeah.
important thing is that we are able to quickly recognize maybe if we're like going off track a little bit, or if we need to tweak things so that we can make better and healthier decisions for ourselves. Because we're in this industry, I think that's really been an assist to us.
For sure. And I think that's something, though, that, if we can get transparent for a second, that's one of the harder parts of being in this industry and feeling like you're not doing what you need to be doing, is because it's like, oh, well, how will people view me if I'm not showing up in the way that I should be showing up? By strength training, by doing cardio, by practicing good nutrition habits, those sorts of things. It's like you don't want to be, looked at as not an expert just because you're not walking the talk.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I struggle with, even from a visual perspective too. You and I both know, that's part of the reason we started this podcast, wanting to cut through the BS of the fitness and wellness space and trying to bring more normality to this space, because we see so many extremes on social media, and I'm constantly having to reason with myself that I don't have to look perfect or look the perfect part because I'm in this industry and because I do train and things like that. That's definitely something that I struggle with from time to time, but I think, having camaraderie with people like you and other people in the industry who live real lives and have real bodies and real habits has definitely been a big help.
I agree. And I think I have to remind myself that, this is some people's full-time job, is to film content in the gym and, film their nutrition and what they're cooking and all of these things. That's just not the reality for me, unfortunately. Maybe one day, right? But right now that's not the reality. These people are being paid to go in the gym and to do their workouts and be on their shit. Not to say it's easier for them, but it is, what they're being paid to do. So it's a little bit easier to keep up with it, I feel like.
Well, and, I think to that point, I think throughout college, I've adopted the mentality of diet and exercise trump genetics. And while I do still believe that, because I think diet and exercise play such a huge role, a gigantic role in how your life turns out and your quality of life and things like that, I think I've kind of negated the reality of genetics too. Everyone is going to look uniquely different. They're going to have different strengths, different weaknesses, and so just embracing that is important, and just being the best version of yourself is important.
Yeah, to kind of go off of, genetics and just the way your body looks. Also, as women, I feel like I'm constantly saying that on the pod. As women, but we deserve to be, put in our own category. Our bodies are just constantly changing. And especially when I'm in this phase where I'm maybe not doing the greatest job with my strength training and cardio and just showing up for myself in healthy habits. I think that really reflects how I view myself in the mirror and my body image. And then I go to put on an outfit that, 2 weeks ago it was the cutest outfit I could have ever put on. Go to put on that again and it looks completely different. Whether that's, where I am in my cycle, or the mirror that I'm looking at, or the lighting, or my head. But I cannot tell you how many times I've had myself a little minty bee, a little breakdown, and had to basically throw away the whole closet over not liking the way that clothes are fitting me. And it's always of course, when you're like, oh, this is the outfit I'm going to wear. So you don't try it on beforehand. And then you try it on and you're like, what the hell is this? And it just ruins the vibe. It really ruins the vibe. But that's something else that I really struggle with, and I really notice it when I am more inconsistent in the gym. I'm just being more, I guess, like probably hypercritical of my body, but it is probably also the fact that I'm not working out and I'm not loving the way I look, and I can admit that.
Yeah. I think it all plays together. I know for me, if I haven't worked out, maybe it's been a week. For example, I've been traveling a lot in July. I was traveling a lot. I was gone every single weekend, traveling on Thursdays, not getting back till late Sunday. So, like, it's just been a whole hot mess. Like I said, hot mess express. And so not being able to work out as much, you kind of already, because we're in this industry, right, we're already having it in our minds like, oh, I haven't been doing this, this, and this. And so you're already creating kind of like a negative outlook. And then if anything's changed, which we know, our hormones change our water retention, all these things throughout our cycle. Especially for me, like I fluctuate anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds every 28 days. So depending on where I'm at in my cycle. And so clothes fit different. And so because we've already had that like kind of negative thought process because we're not doing the things we feel like we need to be doing. And then on top of that, maybe the slight changes that have happened, it's like dumpster fire.
Absolute dumpster fire. Light the clothes on fire, all of it.
It's the wanting to set the closet on fire for me.
And then 3 days later, you try it on again, and it's fine. And you're the hottest bee on the block, you know?
That's right.
Some
Some days I feel like
it's a
Beyonce.
really hard balance.
Some days I feel like Shamu the whale, It's just, this is being a girl. And I think you and I both work really hard to kind of break that cycle and break that narrative that us women struggle with. But we too are human. So I definitely feel you on that.
Yeah, as much as I would like to say that I'm 100% perfect and like the body neutrality and not caring, at the end of the day, I do want to feel good, and that does have to do a little bit with my body. Not nearly as much as like, it used to just be about like being skinny, and that's no longer what it is, but I do still care about what I look like.
Yeah, and I think that that's okay too. I think, I have a couple different outlooks when it comes to my body and like not only internally but externally. We care about what we look like. We're in the fitness industry. It's like impossible not to care at least a little bit. But I also believe like my body's a temple and I want to take care of it as best that I can because we get one. And so why not do everything we can to take care of it, and then if we're ever in a space where we know we're not doing everything we can, that's when some of the negative connotations and thought processes happen. So I feel you on all the levels, for sure. How do you feel like you find balance? Because obviously we struggle from time to time because we're human on maybe being critical of ourselves and things like that. So how do you find the balance between being critical and disciplined?
I think that's something that lately I've honestly struggled with. And I think I've been leaning into like you've been doing this for 7+ years almost. You're allowed to take a year and take it slower for a year, That's just ultimately like, I'm March, April, May, June, July, August, like 5-6 months into this, and I don't feel good. So yeah, I have that room for, air or grace or whatever you want to call it, but I don't feel good at this point. So sometimes I find myself leaning a little too much into the balance and not enough of that discipline. And so something that I'm actually starting this week is I'm committing to 3 days a week of going to the gym. I would like to go for a 4th day and do strength training, but I'm going to fill it out. I'm going to see, where I'm at in my cycle, where I'm at stress levels, work-wise, sleep, all of these things, and kind of have that 4th day as more of an optional day, but 3 is a guaranteed. I'm committing to that, no excuses. need to be at the gym for some strength training for 3 days. And so just having guidelines while also allowing some bits of flexibility, like with that 4th day, so that it feels a little bit more like balance for me.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I think we've mentioned this before, but the hardest part is getting there. Like once you're at the gym, you're going to do the things. So getting there sometimes is the biggest challenge. I'm kind of the same way. I mean, I think a big part of where I'm struggling is being so hypercritical of myself, which, I mean, we're all our own biggest critics, and I know that's a reality. So I think for me, it's a lot about like reminding myself how hard I've worked and how far I've come. So like even comparing myself to May of 2024 when I really started to lock the heck in. Looking at how like far I've come, how much more disciplined I am now, I can honestly tell you that the way that we are structuring our food in our life today versus in May, like it's a huge shift. And I think part of that became because we're working adults now. Gotta love it. So we're at a desk more. We're not athletes anymore. You know, and so we're having to adjust for not burning as many calories each day. And so we can't just eat whatever we want. RIP, those were the days.
Those were the days.
Yeah, so I've really had to shift. And also almost looking at it as a challenge, the nutrition side specifically, like, just like how can I make this food taste so good, but then be so healthy for you? Just overall, like understanding that grace is necessary and to combat the fact that I've not been wanting to go to the gym as much. I've been going with my husband and talking shit the whole way there and during the whole workout. So that's usually how I roll. I would say that's how I find balance. I mean, it's an ongoing journey, but at least currently, that's what I'm doing.
And I think that's the thing, is like balance is gonna look different in every season for every person and goal dependent on kind of how much wiggle room you have and what that balance is gonna look like. And so I think that's where at this point after some reflection it's like, okay, this is no longer balance, Holly. Like, let's call it what it is. You're being lazy, you're making excuses, this isn't it. Tough love.
Yeah. But that self-realization is huge. I mean, everyone struggles on one end of the spectrum or the other, whether it be they're completely ignorant and oblivious to how, unwell they are, or, they're hypercritical. So I think the fact that you're able to realize, like, okay, this is not really grace, this is not really balance, this is kind of, a little bit further on the scale. I think that's good to realize that, to recognize it.
All right, we are going to dive into a little bit of a new segment on the pod. Don't know how often this will come. Let us know your all's thoughts. But we're going to do some hot takes. This stuff can range from like wellness industry hot takes or some pop culture stuff. Or maybe our favorite is hot takes on marriage and husbands. So we're going to just, no rules, minimal rules here. We might take a positive approach, we might take a negative approach. Buckle up, strap in, let's do this thing. Put your life jackets on.
She said strap in, everybody. So
you go first, Rachel.
So just to give you guys a little added context, we did not share with each other the topics that we're going to get the other person's take on. We gave some general guidelines. We're going to do like a wellness, fashion, music artists, husband, marriage. But I have no idea what Holly's going to get my take on, and Holly has no idea what I'm going to get her take on. So when she said strap in, she meant it.
She meant it. This is a blind reaction.
Okay, so, Holly, on the topic of wellness, what are your thoughts on the Ozempic?
Oh, Rachel said we are like diving in. We're taking
Do it for the plot.
no freaking slow approach here. My thoughts on this are, if you're doing this and it's for medical reasons, health reasons and not aesthetic and weight reasons, and you're doing it in a safe way with your doctor, that's okay. That's your right to do so. I think where I begin to have an issue, even in that realm of it, is doctors not talking about lifestyle changes being made. They're not implementing exercise, specifically strength training, because we're seeing more and more as people stay on this, they're losing a lot of muscle mass. And again, as the women, we have got to have some muscle mass. That's just human being. Like, you've got to have some muscle mass, and so that's just really dangerous territory if we're not adding in some strength training while being on it. And this is for any GLP-1. That's dangerous. And if you're not making lifestyle changes, what's going to happen if you come off of it? Whether it is, for aesthetic reasons or for weight loss or for medical reasons, eventually you might come off of it. And if so, what's going to happen? That's my hot take. Next on the chopping block, let's see. Okay. Hot take, cycle syncing is overrated. What are your thoughts?
Cycle syncing is overrated. Okay. Well then, it's very trendy right now. So, my thoughts on cycle syncing in general, coming from firsthand someone who has a cycle, I understand the thought behind it. I understand that scientifically we are going to be a little bit weaker when we are in our luteal phase and when we're actually menstruating. And so I think it's important to give grace during those times, but I just feel like changing your entire workout plan to coordinate with that, I kind of do think it's a bit overrated. And maybe that's because I'm a hard ass and I'm a little, I'd like to strong arm things, but I think it's important to give yourself grace when in those phases where you do feel weaker, you do feel like, not great. But it's also known that if you are very active and if you're kind of pushing yourself, a lot of the symptoms that you get are lessened or mitigated. So I say it's overrated. All right, so moving on to the topic of fashion, right? Trends come and go. We're at the age, or I'm at the age, where trends are coming back around. Some of them we're happy about, some of them we're not. Tell me, Holly, what's your opinion on this new trend I'm seeing of the jorts? Not just jean shorts, but the jorts that come down past the knee and are very flared.
Yeah, so honestly, I'm not a fashion girly, okay? So I'll just preface this with that. I don't see the vision. I just simply don't see the vision. I don't see a single person that I'm like, you are rocking that girl, or you are rocking that boy. Like, no, I've never been impressed. Now the little jean shorts that are a little looser, a little bit longer than like the booty shorts we all wore in like 6th, 7th grade, I can get behind a little mom jort, if we will. But the super long ones, yeah, I'm not there. So funny story. That's also my hot take for the fashion category of the week. What are your thoughts on jorts, Rachel?
Well, it's just not giving, okay? I mean, unless even on people that I think it looks the best on, which would be those people who have very small, thin legs. I think they look the best on, right? Yeah, just coming from my own body type, it's just to know. Like I just um it's just really ugly. Like at this point wear pants. If it's coming past your knees and all I can see are your crusty shins, let's just wear pants at this point. Yeah, it's a no for me. It's a hard no actually for me. So, but if you're someone who loves them and wants to rock them, be your own person. You will not see me in them. That's all I'll say.
I wonder though, like our next, like the khaki freaking length, because that's just as painful.
If we go back to the mid shin anything, it's gonna be a no for me.
Did you wear the yoga pants that were like right here?
Girl.
Oh, we cannot go back. We can't.
Listen, this is coming from someone who had to literally trial and error her own fashion her entire life. I used to wear gauchos.
I need a picture. I don't even know how to Google that. How do you spell that, Rachel?
I don't know how to spell
Show
it, but
the chat. Oh, I did not know that's what those were called. Okay.
And that's probably what I actually looked like. Okay, so next on the chopping block, my friend, we're going to be talking a little bit about some music/artists. Now, I realize that this answer may hurt my feelings, and I just want you to know that I've already forgiven you and it's okay.
Okay, I feel like I know.
Taylor Swift, let's talk about it.
Okay.
What's your hot take?
First of all, to my niece Addison, I'm so sorry. To my friend Mary, I'm so sorry. I've said my sorries.
Are you going to say sorry to me?
You've already accepted, before I even apologized. You knew. It's not that I am a woman hater. I'm all about Taylor Swift leading this world, okay? I'm here for that. Her music just isn't doing it for me. Now that said, if we were in the car and you played it and I knew it, yeah, I'm screaming it at the top of my lungs. But will it ever be on this here cellular device? No, ma'am. That's my take. I don't hate. I'm not a hater, but I'm not into it.
You're not a stan. That was a very G-rated. I'm very surprised. I was expecting rated R, you know?
Yeah. Now, if you were to ask me about Morgan Wallen, just don't. Just don't. Sorry. I know that one would hurt your feelings. Let me just get into it. What are your thoughts on celebrity crushes?
Okay. I mean, let's be real. What's on social media and what's portrayed in media in general is not, these are regular people. Okay, these are degular people that just so happen to be famous. And so while I can look at a celebrity and be like, oh, they're nice looking, I think to be obsessively crushing is a bit strange. But I'll also, if you were to tell my 13-year-old self that, my 13-year-old self would say, I don't know what you mean. This is valid. So,
time and a place for celebrity crushes. Again, when you're a kid, it arguably it could be a little bit weirder, because why are kids crushing on grown-ass men? But
yeah.
Taking that part out of it, because they can't conceptualize, I guess, and understand what you're saying.
Right.
They're
Frontal
normal
lobe.
People. Mm-hmm. Yeah, goes a long way.
Yeah, I think it's weird. I mean, I think it's, as an adult, I mean, you can have a favorite actor, or you can think an actor looks nice, or whatever it may be, or a little passing, not really thinking about it kind of crush, I guess. But I think there's a line, for sure. Okay.
Look at us agreeing on most of these.
I know. Except the ones that count. Alrighty, so the last one on my list. So this is in the husband/marriage
I'm nervous.
category. How do you feel, Holly, about what's coming up on the calendar? And what's coming up on the calendar is our television being monopolized on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I love watching football. I also love watching things other than football. I also love being able to talk to my husband for more than 30-second commercial breaks. Because even in those commercial breaks, there's the group chat that we have. And it doesn't stop. Like, it already doesn't stop during football season. It's even crazier. It's just, I was fine. Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Why have we added these additional days? Did they not think of us wags when they were putting these other dates on the calendar?
They sure didn't.
Rude.
They didn't even consult us. I think it's rude.
At all.
Personally. You're telling me I get one day out of 7? One day.
Crazy sauce.
And even on that one day, like, there's still the talk shows and
Yes.
the broadcasts and the recaps and the who's
The
hurt.
YouTube highlights. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they're not watching football, what are they doing? Right, they're playing college football on the PlayStation in this league that just exists. And now you're not even playing, they're also coaching. How can you coach?
And recruiting.
Yeah. Oh, I just can't. I cannot. Again, I love watching football. Not that much. Not that much.
I have made the decision to let it be because he loves it so much. And I will just go play volleyball or go out and have margs or do anything else. Unless my team's playing, obviously.
Read during that time. Maybe we can find you a good book. And that way you guys can coexist.
Exactly.
We're going to dive in. I don't think my husband gaming is a red flag. And I don't have an issue with it to an extent. In parentheses.
Wow, that's kind of a big one. I know people that would literally set the console on fire if they could. My take on gaming. So, I think it's fine. Now, personally, my own experience with it, my husband games, but it's not excessive, in my opinion. Now, again, I have my own things that I'm doing. I go play volleyball. In my mind, me going to play volleyball is very similar to him jumping on the game. Obviously, I'm getting exercise with mine, so maybe mine's more elite. But yeah, I think it's fine. I think there's definitely a limit. I mean, I know couples where, the partner is doing it maybe a little bit too much in excess. I think anything can be excessive, but I think if you are prioritizing time with your partner and if you are contributing to the relationship and to the household, then I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a fine line of this is his hobby, I'm going to do my hobby while he does that. All right. So that's another episode of Cut the BS. We hope you guys enjoyed getting a little bit of girl chat, getting to catch up with Rachel and I with what we're currently focusing on, what we are currently finding ourselves struggling with. Dare we say, we struggle with things. Unfortunately, we are human. And I think my favorite was our hot takes. Let us know. How did you guys like Girl Talk? Is there anything that you guys can relate to that we talked about today? Let us know if you want more of this kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and we'll see ya in 2. And that's a wrap on this episode of Cut the BS with Holly and Rachel. If today gave you a dose of clarity, confidence, or even just a good laugh, we've done our job.
Don't forget, wellness isn't about doing more, it's about doing what actually works for you. So take what hit home, leave the rest, and keep showing up as your strongest, realest self.
Be sure to follow, rate, and share this episode with someone who's ready to cut the BS and live with more intention. Until next time.